Hello, and welcome to Totally Schway Flipside. My name is Mary,
And my name is Luke.
and Gilgamesh is here too, so say hello to Gilgamesh.
Mhm.
He's sleeping. Today, we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about the 2025 Superman, because we just saw it a few hours ago, and I have thoughts. Spoiler alert, they're good thoughts.
Yes, I think we should probably let people know that if you haven't seen Superman and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening now.
Pause this, go to the cinema, or movies as we call it in the States. Go get yourself a crypto bowl of popcorn, a Diet Coke, because we don't do Pepsi in this house. I will allow it if they're a Pepsi only cinema. Watch the movie, stay for the end credit scenes, and then come back and push play, and then we can finish. We'll wait.
All right, we're waiting. All right.
Okay, now that you're back,
Yeah, now they've done it. Let's go.
spoiler alert for anyone else. Um, I'm gonna be straightforward and say I really like the movie. I thought I would, considering that I think I've become a fan of James Gunn.
Oh, you weren't a fan of his
I
before?
never said that.
You weren't. I think I see what you're saying. So you're saying that you'd seen his stuff before, it was fine, but now you're starting to like
It
it
was
more.
never just fine. It was always good.
Mm.
Because I don't think I haven't seen every single thing he's done, but the stuff that I have seen has been good. I've never seen something that he's done that I'm like, I'll probably never watch that again. And I'm not talking about Peacemaker because I saw a lot of Peacemaker. It's just I have so much to watch and so much to do on a daily basis. I can only put so much TV into my day. I will eventually finish that, but I think that the direction that he is taking these DC characters and the DC characters that he has reintroduced to people, like Hot Girl and Guy Gardner, I think it's really great. Now, with that being said, there's one thing in this that I kind of like, I'm like, what? I don't hate it, but it's not. I like where it took the movie, and we'll talk about that later. So, um, let's talk about the cast first
Mm-hmm.
before we talk about the storyline. Now, this is a movie that was made by a fan of the old movies and the comics and the TV shows. But the first person I think we need to get out of the way. Are you going to say it?
I don't know who you're talking
I'm going
about.
to say it. Maxwell Lord.
Ah.
Also, Weasel.
Yes. And GI Robot and Creature
GI
Commandos.
Robot.
Yeah.
That's by the wonderful and talented, and I'm not even saying this with sarcasm. He was also in Golden Girl, not Golden. I
That's a mistake I made.
keep saying fa, fragua. Um, Gilmore Girls. I did not swear, by the way. I said fa. Sean Gunn.
Not Tim Gunn, as I mistakenly referred to him, and that would be a very funny
Could you
thing.
imagine? I think Tim Gunn would do a great job, but not as good as Sean. I I don't know what it is about Sean Gunn, but he just is the bee's knees. Like that's all I can say. I could add so much more love and support, but he's just the bee's knees.
Yeah, he only has a small role in this, doesn't he? He's kind of like a blink and you'll miss it cameo.
Yes, but he just it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always good.
And I think the second person, which is probably the most important character, and I believe It was Raptor Guard.
Raptor Guard number 1, played by the one and only.
It was it number 1 or was it number 6? No, it was Raptor Guard number 1 was played by, and I'm going to say this, Michael Rosenbaum.
Your friend Michael Rosenbaum.
I don't think he's my friend. He probably is creeped out by me like most people.
Nah.
He probably thinks I like buy old t-shirts of him or something. I do not. This is one of the things that I was saying, like, this was a movie made by a fan. And it's really great to have little cameos like this in it. Because as you guys know, well, a lot of you guys know, Michael Rosenbaum was the Flash in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Hashtag JLAS. It's going to become something one day. After I had my third nervous breakdown and hospital stint, I'm just going to be talking in hashtag JLAS. JLAS, JLAS, JLAS. What cameos do you want to talk about?
So I quite liked John Cena's cameo.
Obviously.
Yeah, so he's Peacemaker, but he's being interviewed on like a talk show in the background while Superman's kind of moping a bit.
I think he's being interviewed by Michael Ian Black. I could be wrong, but I think that's because Michael Ian Black also has a cameo in this. And if you guys don't know, I am clearly something, and I watched a lot of like the I Love the Decades things on VH1, and I know who Michael Ian Black is because of that, and I was very happy to see him in this, because it's kind of like the same thing he was doing in the I Love the Decades ones. He is just being like reporting on cool stuff. I mean, he wasn't a reporter in the I Love the Things, but he was talking about it. That's probably really great.
Can I just say something that we talked about earlier? And one of the criticisms I saw of this film, not from many people, but from some places, is that there are just too many characters in it. I can't follow who anyone is. And I don't really understand that criticism, because ultimately you don't need to know, who Ron Troop is. You just need to know that he's a reporter as part of the Daily Planet staff. You don't really need to know who Metamorpho's son is, other than the fact that he is the son of Metamorpho. This film has probably got probably 4 or 5 main characters if you count Crypto as one.
No, Crypto is one. Okay, it's
man
Crypto.
Then there's Lois and Lex Luthor. They're the main characters, and then you've probably got maybe 10 side characters of varying importance. I'd say Mr. Terrific has a big role in this film.
Oh yes, definitely.
Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl are less important. They still have their place, but they don't get as much screen time. Similarly, Metamorpho, he doesn't get a lot of screen time, but he does have a role in the story. But I have to wonder if any of these film critics saying this, like, what did they say about 12 Angry Men? Like, oh my god, 12 characters? I can't keep that straight. No way! Like, really? Really?
I'm sorry. I have to say this before you go on about the stupid comment somebody made. Let's just say it for what it is. It's stupid. Okay? Like, there's a lot of characters in this. Get over yourself. Some people like a lot of characters, and if you don't, then how about don't watch it?
Yeah, I mean, the point is, though, that every movie generally has a lot of characters in it. It's just they're taking issue that some of them have got code names that they can't remember. But you were saying that.
Okay, so I was like, where have I seen Mr. Terrific? Like, where have I seen him? And I just went on the IMDb. Oh my god, how could I forget he was in the Twilight Saga?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk.
Laurent.
I thought you were going to talk about him being an X-Men First Class. He was Darwin. But
shut the front door.
Remember, Kevin Bacon killed him by like channeling some energy and putting it down his throat, and he just turned to stone.
But like, oh my god, like he's such a great actor. But I just kept remembering it was his eyes that I remembered, because he's got gorgeous eyes for one, but. In both of these, I believe he's wearing contacts.
Could be.
I think. I know he's wearing them in one of the movies. But I can't believe I like the Twilight Saga, and I don't care if you like it or not. Like, I don't care. I like it. I like the books. I like the movies, and it's a comfort thing for me, kind of like Grey's Anatomy. But um I'm so glad that they took the character of Mr. Terrific and expanded. But the man playing it, he put the best type of humor to that because it was like deadpan
Yeah,
sometimes. It was great.
he is so sick of their bullshit. That's like literally that's his whole character.
Like,
He's
and
just like, ugh.
I love that. Um, I'm trying to think of another movie he's been in that I know he's been in a couple TV shows that I've seen. But God, he's terrific.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, most of the cast are very good in it. Now, obviously, sticking with the Justice Gang.
Let's go. Let's circle back
All
to
right,
the thing that you were saying about
too many characters.
yeah.
Yeah, there aren't too many
Yeah,
characters. Most movies have got like a dozen characters in it, right?
it's a DC show. Or sorry, excuse me, it's a DC movie. There's gonna be there's gonna be cameos of characters. There's gonna be sometimes there's a lot of characters, sometimes there's characters you don't know about, sometimes it's just about Superman. But this movie happens to be a Superman movie. And you know, the whole thing about Superman is for everyone. Superman doesn't just, well, in this particular movie, he's not going to take all of the credit by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
He might start out that way, but Superman, in every iteration of Superman, even the ones where Superman is Zod's kid, he's always at the end. It's everyone around him who are the heroes that showed him how to be a real hero. And I just don't understand that comment. Like, there's too many characters. That's the whole point of Superman, is that everybody around him is the hero showing him how to be the hero that he needs to be. And this is a great example of that. Every character in this teaches him something. And I love that. And if you don't like a lot of characters, there are other iterations of Superman that you could watch. There are a lot of them. And that's the great thing about these superhero movies and these superhero shows. If there's something you don't like, most likely there's going to be something you do like.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that instead.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I can't really add anything extra
Don't
to
go
that.
on the internet. I love spreading positivity. Yes, I do talk about things that aren't as positive sometimes, but my whole thing is if you want to spread something, let it be positivity. Like, if you're going to go on the internet, please just spread a lot of positivity. And yes, there are times where I have complained to companies about things online, but never have I ever gone to a certain individual and said, you shouldn't watch this because it's da 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 da. I don't care if you watch it or not. I happen to enjoy it. I said my piece now. Let's go on. I see Luke is getting a bit annoyed.
I'm not annoyed at all.
So let's talk about. Totally forgot who we talked about before. I know we talked about Mr. Terrific.
I was going to say we could talk about Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to talk about Wendell Pierce first.
Okay.
So I am a fan of The Wire. I think I've said that on here before. I really love it. I like anything that Wendell Pierce is in. I see him as one of those actors that can be super serious, but still have an edge of humor. And it doesn't matter. I mean, I've not seen him in anything bad, but if he were to be in like a really shitatious movie, he would be the good thing about it. Like, he would be the thing that you would remember, and you would be able to quote him, and you would be able to just take something away from that, because that is just Wendell Pierce in everything. He's so great. And I can't think of them replacing Lawrence Fishburne with anyone else. When that was announced that he was going to be um, Perry White, at no point did I say, huh?
Hmm.
What? No, I just got it. And there's a point, well, the entire movie, he's got that cigar in his mouth. And that, if I'm not mistaken, that goes back to older iterations of Perry White.
Yeah.
Like when they used to have like smoking and everything. And I'm just saying, like, he's smoking a cigar inside in Metropolis. Metropolis must have some good laws then.
Or bad ones.
So there's also the beautiful cameo, and then we'll talk about the main characters that people should love and think is very heartwarming, and that is Will Reeve.
Mm.
I find that, like I said, incredibly heartwarming, and to be able to see another Reeve from the same bloodline, it's just beautiful. It's really great that we can say that the legacy's been carried on. And he might not have been Superman, but he is a Superman.
Mm.
And I really love the fact that James Gunn is thoughtful enough to do that. And just like I said, a fan of Superman made this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And who do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about Guy now?
Yeah, we can do.
The incredible Nathan Fillion.
Yes. Yeah. So he was. I mean, he was basically exactly what we expected him to be, just based on that haircut. Every time I see that haircut, I think of Christopher Lloyd in Addams Family Values when he marries, as Uncle Fester marries the serial killer Debbie, and he's called Mr. Debbie with his awful bowl cut hair.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a reference to something?
No, that's just what his haircut was like in the comics.
Oh, really? That's what I'm asking. Like, is it a reference to that? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what his haircut's like.
Wow.
And
they kind of say that.
Yeah, he's like, "How dare you!" He loves his haircut.
Yeah, such great casting all round. But with Nathan Fillion, I find it funny because he's been in the universe before, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, he had.
What characters has he played? Because he played at least two.
I know he was one of the guards in Guardians of the Galaxy part, the third one.
DC stuff.
Oh, in DC stuff. He's been Green Lantern, the voice of Green Lantern in some animated features. Hal Jordan Green Lantern, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's done other things as well. I don't think he's been Superman before.
Yeah. I keep thinking that for some reason. He's like, oh, I know why. Oh, I know why. It's because it's because of Tim Daly's YouTube.
Yeah, he was Green Lantern in that as
well.
Yeah,
I know, but it's because like they were all like, it was. If you haven't checked that out, like go on Tim Daly's YouTube page and just watch all of the stuff. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Hawkgirl.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have a huge role in this, does she?
But it does. The thing about that is it wasn't a huge role, but it still made a bang.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, she's the one that ends up. I mean, obviously, we mentioned spoilers, but this is going to be a proper spoiler here. So, when Superman is unable to stop the war that is breaking out because he's occupied in Metropolis with the city being ripped apart, it's the Justice Gang, as Guy Gardner calls them, that goes to stop the war.
Mm-hmm.
And Hawkgirl goes after the dictator from the aggressor's side, and she flies off with him, intent on punishing him. And he makes some sexist remark to her, and she goes, do you know what? Actually, I am going to kill you. And she just lets go of him and drops him, and he splats on the ground.
Yeah. She left me wanting more.
Yeah, and she was like her like defining acts, I suppose, were running around and smacking things with her mace, very much like the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah. And
saying, "We're not called the Justice Gang. I don't like that name." Yeah. But, she was a fairly faithful representation. Not in it a huge amount.
So, before we talk about like Lex Luthor and stuff, let's talk about Skylar Gazando
Hmm.
and his portrayal of Jimmy Olsen, the sexiest GQ guy.
Yeah, the sex symbol Jimmy Olsen, which is never something I'd ever thought I'd ever say.
Oh, but it was
Um,
so sweet.
yeah.
I am a fan of his, and I have been for a while. I've seen some of his older work, but I really love the Righteous Gemstones. And here's the thing about that. The Righteous Gemstones has John Goodman in it, and he's one of the main characters because it's about his family. If you can make me, if you could do a performance that makes me think of you over John Goodman and some of the other characters like Walton Goggins is in it, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
And there's so many other people that are just like they are the center stage, like because they, you know who they are. If you can shine through those stars, you've won me, and he won me. Like in as soon as he got on screen on the Righteous Gemstones, he won me over, and I find it incredibly awesome that he is playing Jimmy Olsen in a way I never thought I would see Jimmy Olsen.
Capable Jimmy Olsen as well.
And here's the thing, Jimmy Olsen wasn't the joke.
No, he wasn't.
Jimmy Olsen is usually the joke, and he's usually in on the joke in some way. But Jimmy Olsen was not the joke. He was like,
Yeah. I mean, the joke was that he really wanted to help Superman, uh, but to do so meant having to entertain the notion of getting back in a relationship with Eve Tessmacher, who's Lex Luthor's girlfriend at the time. And he really doesn't want to do that because she's
yeah.
really clingy. There's a joke in there where she says, "How's your mother?" I feel like she's a mother to me as well. He goes, "Yeah, based on that one meeting you have, I'm sure my mother feels the same
Yeah.
way." Um, but he's not the joke. It's just it's a funny situation involving him. They can probably hear that jingle outside. It's the ice cream man, and if you can't hear it, just pretend I didn't mention it.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, Jimmy Olsen, I think they did a very good job with him. It would be very easy to make him the butt of jokes, but he was definitely in on the joke. So yeah, very bold. Do you want to talk about some of the main characters now?
I'm trying to find, I'm trying to do from what I feel did more than the other in terms of time. Let's talk about Nicholas Holt.
All right, yeah, Nick Holt as About a
I
Boy, Nicholas Holt.
I have to be honest with you. When I first saw that, I was like, he's gonna do a good job, but I don't know if he's gonna be a good Lex. Because everything that Nicholas Holt is in is I want to say stellar. And because I've seen a lot and I've seen the range that this man can do. And I am amazed. And then I watched this movie and I said to myself, don't judge it too, don't be too critical, all of that. And there's a scene in particular where I said to myself, God damn, that's Lex Luthor. And it's when he is telling a robot, or excuse me, he's telling um Ultraman
Hmm.
to hit certain spots on Superman because
Yeah,
he knows how Superman fights and he's kind of like guessing and all of that. He is in he's at LexCorp or
Luther Corp.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Luthor Corp. While this Ultraman is somewhere else. And on in LexCorp, he's doing
Luther Corp.
like Luthor Corp, excuse me. Um while he's in this office or whatever, he's doing like the air punches and stuff like that. And while Ultraman is actually doing the punches, when I saw that, I said to myself, like I said before, like 2 minutes ago, after my stupid explanation, God damn, that's Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That was I mean, he did a great Lex Luthor. His interpretation of Lex Luthor was fresh. I mean, I think all of the characters that we've talked about and that we saw on screen, it was fresh. And I loved that. It was different. It was the same but different. And it wasn't so different that I'm like, okay, I can't follow. There's only one thing in this that we'll talk about later that I say that but it made me want more.
Mhm.
And I think that was kind of the point, but I'm so glad that Nicholas Holt is now Lex Luthor.
Yeah, yeah, and his Lex Luthor is very much defined by envy. I mean, they flat out say it in the film. He has this whole speech about, "Yeah, I know I'm envious. I know I'm jealous." Which I'm sure I've read that in one of the comics before. I think it was Brian Azzarello's Luthor Man of Steel series. I think it was, but I might be mistaken there. Someone will correct me in the comments if I've got it wrong. But that's very different to, say, the Lex Luthor, Clancy Brown's Lex Luthor in the DC animated universe, because Lex Luthor there, he's not jealous per se. He's resentful. He's bitter. He's he's just, he can't accept that someone with that much power is not utterly corrupt. He just can't accept it, and he will not accept it. Whereas here, Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is he's just envious. And that's really him at his core. And he has this whole team of people he's put together. He even says when he's when Superman describes Lex Luthor's plot and how he's figured it out, he goes, "Well, okay, yes, I did orchestrate this war, and yes, I will become very wealthy out of it, but I didn't do it for that reason. I don't need more money. I did it because it gives me an excuse to kill you."
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the whole premise of the film is Lex Luthor cannot stand that Superman exists, and he wants to get rid of him.
Yeah. And it was just, it's the little things as well that Nicholas did. I'm on first name basis now,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Like the air punches and just sometimes like when he was walking past somebody and all of this, like he commanded the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like your attention went straight to him when he was on screen, and I just think it's awesome. Can we talk about Lois now?
Yeah.
So Rachel Brosnahan,
Mm-hmm.
forgive me if I'm not saying the last name correctly, because sometimes I don't say my last name correctly, which is why a lot of people misspell it. I have not seen The Marvelous Miss Maisel, but I have heard so many wonderful things about that TV show. And I can see why. Because she is a great Lois Lane. She is not the Lois Lane that is gonna show up in 6-inch Christian Louis Vuittons without a backup pair of shoes in her clutch bag. She's gonna have those damn boots in her those combat boots in her clutch bag because she's gonna look great. She's gonna report the news. She's gonna take off those heels, put those boots on, and go kick some ass. And she's gonna take names because she's got to report about it. And I so a big spoiler in this is that Lois knows Clark is Superman,
Mm-hmm.
and I am so glad they just got that out of the way.
Yeah.
I was so happy about that. And the way that the relationship is, it's the relationship with Superman is kind of convoluted in a way because, I mean, Clark is Superman and she's trying to have a relationship with Clark, who is Superman, but she's she's finding it hard to see them as two separate people because they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And the emotions that she goes through is just it's brilliant, and it makes me want to watch that Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. But sorry, I have so much to watch. I can't keep adding things. But she is such a lovely actress, and I can't really say a lot about her because there's nothing bad about this Lois performance. It is
No.
all great. It is a modern day kick ass Lois Lane that I am proud to say, I'm gonna say it. She's in my top three.
Yeah, I'd say she's not as witty as the animated
Yeah.
series
That's my, oh,
Lois
you know,
Lane.
that's my favorite.
Yeah, well, she's my favorite as well. But I'm glad that they did their own thing while at the same time being very faithful to the source material.
Hmm.
She was very cutting in her her questions and her analysis. She seemed like she was a very well written character,
Yeah.
straight to the point with her questions and getting really to the truth of the matter. And when she interviews Superman, she asks him the very difficult questions and causes him to get upset. I think she starts to doubt that maybe their relationship doesn't actually have legs because he can't really stand up to her scrutiny.
Mm.
But by the end of the film, obviously that's all resolved.
Oh, I love the Wendell Pierce says
Oh
where
yeah,
they go into a room to have a little
for an interview.
smoochy session. Glazes an interview. He looks at Jimmy. He's like, "How long's that been going on?"
Yeah, about 3 months.
I think it's about 3 months.
Yeah.
Um. All right. Can we talk about? I mean, we're not talking about the star of the show yet.
Now you want to talk about?
Superman.
You want to talk about Superman?
Yeah, because you know who the star of the show is.
Yes. Yeah.
Obviously, Crypto. Um. So I again, this is another person where I was like, I have seen him in something.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, in the past 5 years, I had seen this man in something, and I kept going through my head, what is it? And then finally, the other day, I got onto IMDb, and lo and behold, he was in Hollywood.
Ah.
The Netflix show by Ryan Murphy. I loved that TV show. After about the second episode. But I am so glad they picked him because he's funny. Um, he is smart, witty, and I know witty and funny can go hand in hand, but sometimes you can be funny and not be witty.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's witty, and I love the fact that he did not use his arms in front of him to fly.
Oh, I get what you said. He didn't stick his hand out like George Reeves did.
Yeah. I was fascinated by everything this character did, and the fact that he loved to protect people and the journey this I'm gonna say man because alien man whatever he's a man.
It's in the name,
Yeah.
Man.
So Superman goes through a journey, and you see that journey from start to the next chapter. Not to finish because we're not there yet, but you see his transformation. And the actor who played this, David Cornswet?
Yeah, Corn Sweat.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm bad at pronouncing names.
Just wait till I get to Big Mikey P's comment, Mary, then if you want to hear someone bad at pronouncing stuff.
But I am so thrilled because I am so happy that I get to see this wonderful cast of characters, this cast of actors make these characters even better than they already are. But that journey that he was on, he went from we mentioned earlier, Luke mentioned earlier that they were talking about Lois was interviewing Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Not Clark, but Superman. And Clark was saying, I stopped a war. I stopped this. It was me. I stopped this. I. Obviously not saying I as much, but you get the gist. By the end, he is Superman. The super alien the Superman alien that we all love today. Because it's not just him. And he finds that out. That he is a superhero surrounded by people that are teaching him how to be a responsible superhero. When I say that, hear me out. We're not we're a lot of times we see Booster Gold. The superhero that wants to make a dent in history. But with Superman, there's a reason why we keep going back to him because Superman is loyal. Superman is for the people. And when I say people, I am not just talking about a group of people. Superman wants everyone to be safe, and he is the protector because that's what he wants to be. And that's what he's there for, you know? And he couldn't be that without everyone around him.
Mm.
And I think they did a really great job at at getting there in the end. And it was a freaking great journey to see.
Yeah, there was one plot point in the film that I was a little uncomfortable with.
Yes, this is what I was talking about earlier. That I was like, meh, but then I get it.
Yeah, yeah. So the premise of the film, so it opens, as we know, with Superman being injured from his fight with what was it called, the Hammer of whatever that
It's not
country.
Brainiac.
No, it's not Brainiac. No. So he's lost his first fight, and he's in the Arctic, and he's carried back by Krypto to his Fortress of Solitude, and he's repaired by his Superman robots, who like give him a really strong dose of concentrated solar energy. But they say that, would you like us to play your message from your parents that was sent along to, because it relaxes him, he enjoys it, whatever. And it's Bradley Cooper, and I forget who played Lara. Angela Sarafian. Sorry, I've mispronounced her name. But they are speaking in Kryptonian, which is made to sound like a generic kind of Middle Eastern style language. To those that aren't familiar with those languages, at least that's what it sounded like to me.
Another Twilight person.
But the the Superman robot has provided the translation, saying, we love you, we found this place for you to go and do good. And then the message kind of cuts off because the ship was damaged on the way. There's a plot point where Lex Luthor, Ultraman, and the Engineer break into the Fortress of Solitude and steal Superman's data, and the Engineer is able to piece together the rest of the message, and they release it to the world. And the message from the parents is, go, Earth is full of weak and simple people, you will rule over them, carry on Krypton's legacy, take as many wives as you can, and have as many children as you can. And that kind of turns everyone against Superman because, he's been acting like he's this hero. Lex Luthor likens it to grooming them, being extra nice to them so that he can take advantage of the women, etc. And I actually found that plot point a little bit uncomfortable, maybe even distasteful. I get what James Gunn's going for. It's that even people that come from different cultures that seem incompatible with ours, if they choose to come and live with us, they belong as well, and they can integrate. They don't have to act the way that their ancestors did, and that's very much the message of the film, because Superman rejects that these instructions from his biological parents. By the end of the film, when he's getting treatment again after defeating Ultraman and Lex Luthor, the Superman robot says, would you like us to play the message from your parents? He says, yes, please do. And instead of Jor-El and Lara, it's Jonathan and Martha, and it's like home video footage.
It's Mom and Pa.
Yeah, he's like saying, no, these are my parents, not those people that gave birth to me. So yeah, no, it's kind of a nice message, but also at the same time a little uncomfortable with like the association with just like, like saying that certain cultures are like horrible,
But here's the thing. I have a different opinion. At first,
That's
I
fine.
was like, see, that's how you say it. That's how you say it. I have a different opinion. You don't just say, oh no, there's too many characters.
Yeah.
Too many. I don't know why they're English.
Although I think the critic might have been.
I hope this was what he was going for when they wrote this. This is something we see on a daily basis. You can go on the internet and you see people with that type of view. And it's horrible. And some of us are related to people that have these horrible, disgusting views about other people and groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some of us that get away from that. that aren't raised by that. We end up being raised by people that are not perfect, but show you a way that is better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awesome. And I love the fact that I don't know if that's the reasoning behind it or if it was just to be a little bit different, but either way, that's what I took from it. And I find that
I think that's
it's
valid.
so beautiful because we are not always bound by blood. For example, my grandfather, who raised me for most of my life, was my step grandfather. And we were not bloodbound. But out of every person in my family, I loved him the most because the bond that we had was brilliant. And it was not because of blood. It was because he was my father figure and he was the one that raised me.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I believe a family member is. I don't care if someone's related by blood or anything, but it's that those people that care about you, that take the initiative to say, hey, we love you, and we're going to show you the way. Well,
yes. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
well, that's you reminded me of the line Jonathan Kent says to Superman. So when he goes back to Smallville to recover, and he's just learned the truth about what his parents wanted him to do, because he's told himself this whole life that his parents sent him there to be good, to be a hero.
Yeah.
They wanted him to do something positive with his life, and he feels like his identity has been shaken because he learned that actually his parents wanted him to do something that he would consider to be beastly. But Jonathan Kent puts his hand on his shoulder and says, listen, son, as parents, we don't actually get to decide what you do.
Yeah.
You decide what you do.
Yeah.
You decide who you are.
Yeah.
And then that's what it took to break him out of it.
Yeah. And I, as someone who was raised by someone who wasn't like, whatever, I felt seen when Pa said that. And
Pa.
yeah, because with parents, it can be quite difficult because parents have a lot going on and all of that, but good parents are like Mom, Pa. They can guide you through your adolescence, but then they let go at some point. And the lessons that they have taught you as when you were children, hopefully, are good, and not about having a huge harem.
Yeah, that was funny. That was like that was the first thing Guy Gardner says to him.
Yeah.
when it comes out, he like puts up the privacy screen with his ring, stopping all the angry civilians from looking. He goes, "How many wives do you have?"
See, I also love the fact that this is the whole thing about Superman is that in some iterations, it's the same thing. Kryptonian parents, Kansas, Mom, Pa, that, John and Martha. But in every one of them, I think it's really beautiful that Superman is adopted to him, he was adopted by aliens. But to Mom, Pa, it's just a baby. They see nothing but a child. And for the rest of the world, he's an alien, but Clark Kent, by all standards, that people that don't know he's Superman, just a guy. But Ma and Pa were such amazing. I mean, always, and most of the iterations of them are just so. They adopted a baby, and the baby was good. The baby ended up being Superman, and you have to give them credit. Because those aren't just adopted parents. Those are his parents. Those are the people that raised him and, gave him these lessons and all of that. And it's just such a beautiful story. Um, what did we watch last night? Gods and Monsters.
Hmm.
Um, Even in that one, um, immigrants adopted a baby.
Hmm.
It's not adopted an alien. They adopted a baby. And I love how that wasn't different. That was something that they could have gone in a different direction, but that's out of everything, I'm so glad that that stuck
Hmm.
because that is the point. Superman was raised by humans, and that's why he cares so much. Because he himself might have been born on Krypton, but for all intents and purposes, he is a citizen of the world.
He is human, as he
Yes,
says
human.
in the
Oh,
in
that
his
was
speech near
that
the
was
end.
beautiful.
He thinks, he feels, he loves, he
Yeah.
cares. Everything that makes someone human, he
Mhm.
does. Therefore, he is human too.
And that is just that's Superman to me.
Hmm.
And uh I really am so happy that I loved this because I've been excited to see it for a while. Um Not been the best year, not been the worst year of my life, but certainly not the best. And to see something that wasn't just funny, but also very, 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 very meaningful, and to have the message that it has throughout the movie of just being human. And human is a state of mind, guys. Like, we're all human. Um, Even if I was born on Venus and Luke was born on Mars. But I loved that it's just about feeling
Hmm.
and yeah.
Can I say one other thing I was a little
No,
underwhelmed by? Just one
no.
thing. Just one thing.
Mm-mm.
Ultraman.
I
So
wanted it to be Henry Cavill.
yeah, that would have been cool. In the comics, Ultraman is Superman from Earth 3, and he is evil. So they basically, by calling him Ultraman, you kind of go, yeah, all right, he is Superman. It's Superman. But he's not Superman from another dimension. He's not Henry Cavill, as Mary said. He is a imperfect clone of Superman. Basically, he's Bizarro without the chalk white skin. He is intellectually stunted, but very good at following orders, and he's very strong. So, yeah, I mean, it's the obvious answer. It's what I thought it probably would be. I hoped that they would do something a bit more interesting, considering they didn't reveal his identity and kept him in a mask until like the last 10 minutes. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but I had hoped that they would do something a bit more interesting. Now, to be fair, there is an awful lot going on in this film. There's a lot of political commentary. There's, stuff with pocket dimensions and metamorphose in it, for God's sake.
I thought that was great.
Yes, yeah, I think so too. I think it's very representative of pretty much everything that superhero comics can be. And I give it a big thumbs up generally. But I would have liked Ultraman to have been a bit more interesting.
Let's talk about the star of the show.
All right, Mary's favorite thing and the star of the show.
Did I go while I was in a bad mood after the movie? Did I go on hmv.com or .co, whatever it is, and purchase a plushie of Crypto? Yeah. Yeah, I did. I pre-ordered it. All right? I did it. Am I going to get two Crypto Squishmallows if they ever come to the UK? Yes, maybe more. I like Squishmallows. Am I going to go see this movie again in a couple of weeks? Probably, yeah. Mainly for the dog. Crypto was amazing. And he reminded me of my cat Gilgamesh.
Yeah. There's a scene where Superman's like wakes up after he's been like injured and he's laying in his childhood bed, and he wakes up to having Crypto laying on his chest staring at him. That is what most mornings are like for me. Yeah, usually at about bloody 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, Gilgamesh staring at me in the eye going, hello.
He does it about 11:30 too.
Yeah,
Or
but
no,
I'm awake.
10:30, 11.
I'm awake then, though.
Yeah, and he'll do it because it's his way of saying goodnight, and he thinks he has to wake us up because he's bored. And you know what? Good on him.
Well, he sees the sun coming up and thinks, right, that's it, time to get up.
Wait, did we talk about Sean Gunn?
Yes, you did mention Sean Gunn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a friend.
But yeah.
No, it's not the Golden Girls. It's Gilmore Girls. Damn it.
And he was in Guardians of the Galaxy as well. That's another GG. But yeah, crypto has quite a big role. I thought, oh, can I just say that Lex Luthor's pocket dimension, where he has his prison for all the people that have irritated him. My favourite thing in there though was that he had an army of like intellectually enhanced monkeys that he was just put to the task of writing mean tweets about Superman all day, and it was hashtag super shit, which. And just seeing the sight of these like furious little monkeys typing away, was very good. But by the end of the film, when his his plot is uncovered and everyone is released, the monkeys are like running free and Crypto's playing with them. That was very funny. But the way Lex Luthor kind of kept Crypto under control was to make him think he was chasing some super squirrels, which he looked like he was really enjoying himself.
Yeah. Oh, Gilgamesh, I love you. It's too hot for him in here.
Yeah, it is too hot in here.
So, out of 10, what would you give it?
Solid 8, maybe even. Yeah, I'll stick with an 8. Yeah.
I say 10.
Okay. So on average, it's got a 9.
Yeah, I say 10 because I was pleasantly surprised. I can't think of anything that I would have changed about this. And I am so happy that it exists, and I'm so happy that crypto is amazing. Yeah. So obviously these are just our first impressions, by the way. Obviously we're not like giving you like a full in-depth review of the movie. We're just giving you our first impressions.
I mean, to be fair, we have been talking for nearly an hour.
Oh, who cares? Oh, hey Doc. What are you having for breakfast today? Or lunch?
Brunch.
I love a brunch. I really do. I really like... Wait, at the moment, for the past like 6 to 8 months, I've been having these multigrain crumpets. And I used to have them with like this Kerrygold butter. But I stopped having butter, and I just have them by themselves, and I love it. And that's what I'll eat. For lunch, I eat some sort of chicken. If I eat any meat that time. Can't really think of anything else. I'm a very I'm not a very I eat the same things a lot.
Mm.
I like yogurt too, but only Faye with agave, chia seeds, PB powder, and a little splash of vanilla. The Nelson Macy one, I think that's what it's called. Sure, everybody wanted to hear this.
No, that it did.
Yeah.
Is this the sign that it's time to wrap up?
I also put nuts, like mixed nuts and mixed seeds in it as well.
Okay,
in case
good.
You're wondering.
Good. Recreate this recipe at home. Enjoy it.
But here's the thing. Do 4 spoonfuls of the Faye. A squirt, oh, I hate that word, a squirt of agave. Not too much. And I say a smidge, a splash of vanilla, but let's be honest, I put the whole bottle in there.
If they can't get Faye yogurt themselves, which is like an Icelandic yogurt,
it's very popular in the States as well.
Oh, is it still very popular in the States? Well, okay then. But if they can't get that, would plain Greek yogurt be a suitable substitution?
Yeah, but you just have to make sure it's not Greek yogurt style, it's actual Greek yogurt. Because Greek yogurt style is different than actual Greek yogurt. Did you know that?
Yes, because Greek yogurt is made with sheep's milk and Greek yogurt style is just regular yogurt, but they kind of whip it up a bit more.
Yeah.
All right.
I went in depth with that.
Yeah, you did.
No, I'm talking about like in my research.
I'm certain you did.
Because I'm trying to have a better stomach biome, allegedly. After she had to read, I was at the cinema.
Terrible. You ruined it now. You've ruined your biome.
That's already ruined.
speaking of the cinema, I think maybe we can just spend a quick moment talking about some of the stuff that you insisted we get from the cinema when we saw this film.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. I don't believe the UK does good movie merch, as in like cinema merch. It's not very good sometimes, but these were very good, and there happened to be a cinema. It was a View, or is
Yeah.
it my View's the app, isn't
Yeah,
it?
View is the name of the cinema
So
chain.
we usually go to a different cinema because it's just the one we've gone to for like 11 years or something like that. But the other one is it's in a different county, but it was really easy to get to, so we went to that one, and they happened to have, well, I had the stuff set aside for me, which was awesome. And I was very, very happy about that, because the first thing we'll talk about is the first popcorn bucket, which is it's like an old school popcorn machine with the popcorn that pops out from the little kernel pot, uh, with Superman doing his laser eyes through it. And I love that. It doesn't light up or anything, but here's the thing. I think it would have been too much, as in like too much going on, if that one would have lit up, because I think it packs a punch with it just having the figure that you pop onto it, with the laser beams going in it, and it's really cool. It's like a miniature Superman going through the popcorn machine, and I love that. Now the second popcorn bucket, by the way, we didn't get popcorn. I got Doritos,
Yeah.
which weren't very good, because I used to have Cool Ranch Doritos and like a Diet Coke or a Gatorade for lunch when I was in junior high and high school, and that was bomb, but these were not. Yeah, so this one is, you can probably hear it. It's a tin one, and it's got the part of the movie poster on there. And then it has Superman embossed on there. But my favorite part of it is that the inside.
We're just talking into it now. Starting to sound like Mr. Freeze. Nora.
Gilly's trying to talk. You can have a look in there. Show it to him.
I'm showing it. I'm showing it to the cat.
But I haven't said what was inside. It's the sky with clouds at the bottom.
It would rend me to tears if I still had tears to shed. I butchered that quite.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this, actually.
Yeah. See, I'm actually going to use this. This is what I wish I would have got two of, because I actually want to put this to use, because I used to store stuff in the First Class one, or
X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
No, it was Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
It's actually in our airing cupboard.
Yeah.
I
Oh, we still have it.
Yeah, we still have it.
Oh yeah, I store stuff in that one.
You wanted to throw it out, and I said no.
Yeah, because I thought it was rusty, but it wasn't rusty.
It's a little dented, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's the second one, and then what should we talk about now?
The cups.
So let's talk about that cup first.
All right, this cup that I've got here, it's a kind of a icy clear cup with a red lid, and there's a Superman figure on the front of it that's kind of got his one arm raised as he's flying through the air.
Yeah.
If you press the symbol on Superman's chest, it activates a light on the back of him.
I think it's supposed to do the it's supposed to look like the Fortress of Solitude, I think.
Yes, yeah. And with the light on, it illuminates the cup, so it looks like you've got a glowing cup. And then on the other side, it's got the Superman symbol, which is there. Very nice cup.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this one is I was kind of like, I thought it glowed in the dark. I didn't realize that it was actually a battery-powered Superman. You can take the Superman off so you can clean it.
Yeah, and you can replace the battery when the battery eventually runs out.
Which I think is really nifty.
It uses 3 1.5 volt batteries, apparently.
Yeah, that's like the small watch batteries or something. It's really cool. I'm so glad that they did that, because some people will use these. I will probably find a way to use them. I won't drink out of that one, because I have certain... I drink out of Stanley cups because I drink lots of ice drinks, and I'm trying to get my money spread out of my Stanley cups. But is it this the last
Yeah,
thing?
the last thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the final thing, I think the fourth and final thing is the Superman suit cup. How would you explain this?
So it's basically a plastic cup
Yeah.
that looks like Superman's costume. So it's got the blue mesh. It's even got the little trunks and the belt on the bottom and
Yeah.
the Superman logo on it. It also has a plastic cape, a soft plastic cape.
Like
So
a rubber.
yeah, rubber. It flaps.
Totally hear that.
Yeah, she's doing that. So basically, it's a cup with a cape.
Yeah, and I did use this one, didn't I?
You did. You used it at
Yes,
the
I
cinema.
did.
I said to the guy at the cinema when he was handing them to us, he asked if he wanted us to use them or keep them in the bag. I said, "Oh, keep them in the bag. Keep them pristine." Mary goes, "No, no, 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 no. I want my drink in it."
Well, this was the one that Oh, I see how to do it now.
Has it got
It's called a gripper cup, and I think you can take it off so you can wash it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna do that. I would clean it inside out, and then I probably won't use this one again because I'll just have it like displayed somewhere
Mm-hmm.
in here because I really like the way it looks, and I'm so impressed by this. I will probably do a video on these on my YouTube, like maybe a short or maybe just like a couple minute video if you guys want me to. I mean, probably still gonna do it anyway, but yeah, because I think it's really cool. What I don't like is the fact that there are people already on eBay selling these things, and it really pisses me off because people love collecting things. I'm one of those people that like to have if I like a movie or something, I'll collect certain things from it. I mean, you guys have probably seen some of Luke's office. So you know he likes a collection. But I don't like people taking advantage of that and buying like 10 of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did with the Batman lights in the States. I think it was from AMC.
Yeah.
Um
Still want to get one of those.
yeah, but it takes the fun out of it when you don't get a chance to buy it at the cinema. But luckily, the view, you only get one, and that's even if you're a couple. That's what he said, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I really, really, really like that rule, and I think a lot of cinemas should do that. Also, you also had to have a movie ticket.
Yeah.
So yeah. Should we get to the comments?
Yes, we should. Sorry, I was just looking at the prices of the Batman popcorn bucket on eBay to see if they've gone down. Oh no, they have not gone down.
No. I looked like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I see that people are selling that Superman popcorn bucket that you first talked about for over £100.
I didn't even tell people how much it costs.
It was like 30 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I don't usually talk about money on here, but because it's whatever, and it's not something I do very often. I think it was less than £80.
Yeah, it was because you got a drink as well, which bumped it over.
I'm gonna be honest, that Superman popcorn machine thing, that itself, I can't believe it was only £30.
It's not a functioning popcorn machine, though.
No,
Is it?
but
It just resembles one.
Yeah. It's still really good quality. Because I was expecting it to be flimsy. But it's not. It's actually really cool. And the popcorn bucket, I think that was only $5.99. I think the drinks, the light up was $14.99, but that is worth it because it's got that removable Superman toy.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're getting a cup and a toy, and then the gripper cup. I don't know how much that was.
I think that was $12.99. Could be wrong though.
Yeah, but it's substantial. It's like a big. Well, for England, it's a big cup.
What is that? A US medium?
I don't know.
A US small?
I don't know. It's not Big Gulp.
No, it's not.
But yeah, it wasn't as expensive as you might think. And because I don't do this very often, I just was like, Luke can treat me. And he did. But it's actually what I cannot get over how like the quality is so far beyond what I expected. Like in a good way. So yeah. Let's get to the comment.
All right. So first comment then. from our episode last time, which was your Pride special.
Yeah, I don't think many people commented on this one, but that's okay.
I think there's like 6 or 7.
Oh, really? I only
Yeah.
saw 3.
No, there's more than that.
Oh, I wasn't... Okay. That just makes me happy.
Right, so first of all, we have Ryan Jones, who says, Happy Pride Month, everyone. I have done a Pride Month post on Luke's community tab on the YouTube app, if you haven't seen it, Mary. June 19th is when I got my Nintendo Switch 2 with my birthday money. Nice.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying it.
I've played on mine once.
Yeah, for about 10 minutes.
But Luke's got his... There's a couple of games that are going to come out that I will definitely be playing hundreds of hours on.
I'm only going to use it to play Luigi's Mansion games.
Cool, like Bloodborne 2.
Oh, don't even start. Don't even start. I'm still cross about that. Anyway. Right, next we have David Carney, who says, Hi, Mary and Luke, happy Pride Month. I'm a big fan of Robin Williams. He was so good in Law & Order SVU. I forgot he was even in that. Yeah.
That is... Oh, I forgot about that, but yeah, he was so good.
Favourite relationship was Buffy's, Willow and Tara. Still don't like what they did to Tara. It's still wrong. It was woman in the refrigerator, just so they could turn Willow evil. Have a good week, everyone. I'd forgotten about that from Buffy as well. It's been a long time since I watched it.
I have not seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I think you'd probably enjoy it.
Okay. I might.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out one day, maybe. But yes, thank you for your comment.
Yeah.
Next, we have Big Mikey P, Michael Andre Parlon, who says, The Birdcage or Birdcage. Nope, that movie doesn't ring a bell to me. Sad Robin Williams didn't pass away nobly, though. Well, that's up for debate.
You want to know something? I have great respect for Robin Williams for many, many things. And that's when he passed on, I believe that the stuff that he did in his lifetime is all of the things that I remembered. Especially was it with Coco? The gorilla?
Oh.
Coco was so upset.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, yeah, I remember now. Yeah,
and I'm sorry.
The sign language gorilla that he was friends with, and when they told her that he had died, she was very depressed.
Yes, and if you can make a lasting
I'm so upset.
Yeah, a lasting impression on Coco, then you've done something great in your life.
Yeah,
he did. He was wonderful.
And fun fact,
not perfect but wonderful.
Fun fact: Robin Williams' college, or I should say, Juilliard roommate was Kevin Conroy.
Yeah,
they lived together.
I didn't know that until recently.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But you know, my grandfather had, I'm pretty sure it was Alzheimer's, and it was not pleasant to watch him fade away over a couple of years. So, you know, I don't think that Robin Williams made a mistake when he chose to end his life when he did. That's my personal opinion.
I think he made a choice to be a decent human being in life. And that's what I loved. And the fact that he was not perfect, but he talked about his flaws. And in the world of entertainment, not many people do that and accept responsibility for not being perfect. Mm-hmm. And I feel that deserves respect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way he died, I don't know. I didn't know him personally, and I don't know what... I know it happened, but I choose not to remember him for that.
I saw a disturbing fact, actually. I think they said that something like 2/3 of people over 65 in America have got signs of dementia. Mm-hmm. And suddenly a lot of the things that go wrong in the world make sense now.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's continue this comment because it's a long one and we need to get through it.
Taking away from your comment, Big Mikey.
Oh, I am.
No.
Strip it back.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, that's... One of the reasons I love how you guys comment is the fact that we can have, like, different views on something, but both of those views can still be extremely valid.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, to continue the comment, he says, I wonder if the movie Philadelphia has aged well, or has it become a relic only worth historical recordry?
No, it's still really good.
Or not casual entertainment like Flash Gordon?
No, it's not casual.
No, I don't think it was ever entertainment. At least Mary's favourite movie ends on a nice gay wedding or whatever. Luz Nokeda and Amity Blight from the Owl House don't even get their Sailor Moon manga style wedding in the church-like Bonesborough Library in the show's finale. I just wasn't much into the collector bye-bye crowd ending the show actually got. Oh well, here's hoping the show gets a sequel series that remedies the original's missed opportunities. Pity Roseanne hasn't aged well, mostly because of outside factors. If you know, you know.
Oh, I know. And I've talked about this before, but Roseanne is the one that disappointed me the most. Because as someone who grew up in the South, and also it's technically South Midwest, we looked up to her as someone who came from the same background as us and did something good in this world. And then she starts messing up. And it's not just a mess up you can say sorry for. This is a series of mess ups that it is just so disappointing.
Yeah.
Because that was somebody who made it out of the life that we grew up with. And sometimes your demons just don't leave you. And I use this as a lesson. I am not a perfect person, but I could be worse.
Well, I have to wonder if she's one of those people that has got signs of dementia. I mean, it would certainly explain a lot of the way just like a lot of people just seem to turn just awful as they get older.
Yeah.
Just awful and hateful.
So Roseanne used to be a very, very big comfort show to me. And even still, I still see it as a comfort show. I just have not watched it since her,
Yeah.
calling somebody a name that should never, ever come out of someone's mouth. It doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are. You should never be belittled the way that she has belittled people. And I refuse to watch her show.
I was going to make a joke that say, unless it's Big Mikey P, but no.
Oh, no,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Never. I really enjoy Big Mikey P.
I need to finish this comment, Mary, and I've only read like the first two paragraphs, so less commentary, more comment. In my opinion, Yuri lesbian storylines fare better than yaoi gay stories simply because they just feel more tonally wholesome, visually appealing, and have embraced a sense of relatability pertaining to slice of life situations at most. Case in point, I have seen the dramatic Brokeback Mountain perhaps 3 to 5 times entirely in my life. That's possibly 2 to 4 more times than I have. But I have rewatched the Adventure Time's Bonnie Bell X Marceline-centric episodes and YouTube clips countless times, if not every day of every week, for stress relief or simple entertainment. Then again, I am a guy, so maybe my mind is, for better or for worse, attuned slightly with the girl-on-girl is hot trope because human nature or whatevs. Not into gratuitous sex scenes, though. I'm already fine with queer character couples simply hanging out together, basically the dating every single day, even when married without kids vibe, and only doing kissing and or hugging out of sentimental worry or cheering pride. Actually, I'm more likely to rewatch shows and movies when an actor passes away, not after they've got out of the closet. Personal bibliophile hot take. Should the likes of the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, and many other ancient tomes need permanent rewrites so to curb away the homophobic rhetoric in certain verses, or should they be kept intact but taken with a grain of salt for historical purism purposes and justifiable superstitious fears of divine intervention smiting the rewriters?
I'm going to give some commentary here. So, as a person who grew up with grandparents that were religious, and a lot of people around me were religious, there was someone who my aunt was very close with, probably one of the most religious people I'd ever met, but also a very kind person, once told me, what you do in your personal life does not matter to me, and if it started to matter to me, I don't have an opinion on it. And I didn't really understand that because I was a child at the time she said it, but the sentence itself doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense to me now because I say something very similar, like, why do people care who you're in love with? Why does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible was written thousands of years ago, correct?
Yeah.
It's been translated. It's been
Edited.
yeah, it has. And the words in the Bible can mean different things to you at different times of your life. So why not take the good things about it and accept those and put those into your life, and maybe think that if there are homophobic things in there, it was written thousands of years ago and times have changed, and we are different people, completely different people. Like our bodies are different, our taste buds are different, you know, we eat different foods.
I think the society is very different as
Yeah.
well, because when that that part was written of the Bible, the population was much smaller.
Yeah.
And also it was mentioned in the same breath as don't eat shellfish, don't wear mixed fabrics, and sell your daughters into slavery. Notice that, 3 of those things have been made socially unacceptable. Let's put it that way.
The thing is, yes, there are things that I do not care for that are in the Bible, but there are many things in the Bible that are very true to decent people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I believe the Christians that I know, like in the year 2025, like some of the most religious people I know have the same feelings that, yes, it was a different time, but we still believe in, the essence of what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But we, as people now, understand that the whole thing is about love and caring and being, decent people. And I really like that. As someone who isn't religious but respects religion, I really like that people can see the positive things more so now than the more negative things, because it was written at a different time. And the whole thing about the Bible and the Quran and the Torah, is it Torah?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about bringing society together and caring for each other and taking care of each other. So I have learned a lot from reading about different religions, and that is the main takeaway. So all of the other things that might be homophobic or, along those lines, I don't have to listen to. I can listen to the positive things from each of those, and I am certain that all of the Christian people that I know that are close to me feel the very same way.
So I'm going to continue the comment now.
Sorry if I sound really like, if I don't mean to be disrespectful, and I'm not trying to be, because I am really trying to.
You're not disrespectful at all.
About love. I'm mainly talking about being disrespectful, making it longer, so Luke has to go back to be my comment.
I've got to edit this as well. I've got to edit this, and we're actually recording this part on the day the podcast comes out. Yeah. It's supposed to come out in 20 minutes, and we're not going to get it out on time.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want it to be respectful and to know that it's okay to not be religious, but still respect religion.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'm not going to read the homophobic parts.
Anyway, to continue his comment, and I'm going to blast through this now because we're already nearly an hour and 20 minutes in. James Dean, truly an actor who was lost too soon. Gayness is a very old thing. See the gender-morphous gods and people of so many international myths like Japan's Inari and Greece's Tiresias. Probably said that wrong. Hell, of even some Roman-era graffiti in, say, Vesuvius that seemingly depicts gay relationships without any negativity. And also, queer for the government, we want to be independent, graffiti on the side, hee hee. Can't blame the conservative wave after World War II too much. Ended, though. We have majestically triumphed against the Nazis, Mussolini and Tojo's cronies, and the incoming communist threat, preparing for a war that should have occurred early before backwarders like the Rosenberg spy couple changed things against the good guys. Plus, the contemporary religious reawakenings were welcome in hindsight, what with the occasional damning secular nonsense and the rise of gambling in Las Vegas, the sexual gratification crazes that led to the AIDS crisis. and the regretful drug hippie movements and that undermined the Vietnam War and more. Well, that's your opinion, Big Mikey P.
There's gambling in Las Vegas.
If I had a problem with the pastor of my childhood days, it's that he didn't believe in aliens, cryptids, and communism being irredeemably evil. Other than that, he's LGBTQ plus tolerant, thank God. To cap things off a bit, real convenient that Iran, a rogue nation infamous for blah 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 blah, blah skipping past that hate speech stuff. 58 minutes and 29 seconds. Did the exhibit have well-made legend stuff like Zarin's TIE Defender? Costumes based on Knights of the Old Republic games and costume art inspired from the Republican Legacy comics? That's a question for Doc Widener. 59 minutes and 10 seconds. I'm not. Peaceful protests tend to be forgettable, while the proactive ones tend to be historically valuable. 59 minutes and 18 seconds. I actually wanted to check out the military parade like the good old days of World War II's VE and VJ days. 59:40. You should see my birthday being so close to the hated October Revolution. Now that's a birth date besmirched by untimely history. An hour, 1 minute and 59 seconds. Which Hammer horror films would you recommend over the Universal originals, Ryan? If that's a question exclusively for Ryan, then I will let him answer it. I would say Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed and the first Dracula movie. Just off the top of my head. 1 hour, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Not Voyager's Janeway, of course. Strange no mention of Willow x Tara while talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. 1 hour, 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Not for this video, though, which is odd. I'll try to test the waters of the community thing. Beware, though, the stuff I may talk about won't always be DCAU related and can be weirdly random. Don't worry, I won't get political and too opinionated on those, though. Yeah, I've seen you've been posting your music playlists, and, it seems to be nice for some people that are engaging, so more power to you.
I love knowing other people's music taste because it gets me to start to listen to more music.
1 hour, 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Finished Star Wars for now and still going at Emily of New Moon and Ahab's White Whale, and now at Halo the Flood novelization of Combat Evolved. After that, perhaps we'll read up on Superman the Last Son of Krypton and Miracle Monday in time for James Gunn's Superman movie. 1 hour, 8 minutes and 38 seconds. Already seen to Annie episode 14 and GUP Overs 1 and 2. Proceeding to Anne episodes 15 to 16 and GUP Recap 5.5 and episode 6 eventually. Either way, the Emoji Movie and Norm of the North will never catch on. We already got Disney's Tangled and the Mitchells versus the Machines to countermand. Please be a good movie. Please be a good movie, oh James Gunn's Superman, and if so, may it beat the Has-Beens Fantastic Four in the box office too. I think there's room for both, and we're going to go see Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
Should we do a flip side episode about Fantastic Four?
Can do.
Maybe
Again, it's just going to be our first impressions, not necessarily a breakdown, because with Fantastic Four, I won't know a lot of the, well, I'm going to say Luke's favorite word, lore behind it.
Hate that word. Anyway, may Ron Perlman not snub you too, unlike Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart's never snubbed us. I'm not sure what you're talking about. We've never met Patrick Stewart. Or is that the snubbing?
Definitely not Ian McKellen. He was one of the nicest people ever.
Yes, yeah, and I mean Ron Perlman did snub me a little bit, but he made up for it later on.
But
as we mentioned,
yeah,
I think
there was. I can tell why he did.
Well, yeah, it was not fun. Anyway, thank you as ever, Big Mikey P. Try and keep the anti-Iranian stuff to absolute zero. Thank you.
Oh, Big Mikey P.
Doc Widener is next, who says, thank goodness you're here.
Oh, thank goodness you're here.
I have a busy morning, so I'm going to try to use Copilot to do voice recognition for my thoughts. We'll see how this goes. No, I'm joking. It's occasionally picking up audio from what Daniel is listening to, so I have to pay attention that it doesn't catch that. Otherwise, you may get interesting asides about Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, which may be the worst Sonic game of all time. I'm prepping breakfast for Daniel and getting beef and noodles ready for a family reunion that only I and the missus' parents are going to. The missus isn't up for a 2-hour drive each way, and Daniel has a 4-hour meeting and needs to get some presentations on his yeast bread project, as well as some consultation on rockets. Summer judging is coming up in a few weeks, so he needs to get this stuff done.
You have, smarty pants kids, and I love that.
The heat here hasn't been awful, helped in part by continual afternoon thunderstorms. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
My yard looks a little bit like a prairie because of mower issues, and with all the rain, it's not only getting higher and wilder looking. It's only getting higher and wilder looking. Jesus, I'm falling apart. However, the missus likes that look, so I guess it's not all lost.
I like that look too.
Your whole chest, you say. Did you and your college friends go to Brighton, Studland, Perranporth, or one of the other beaches that the fine people of Oklahoma go to so they can be shocked and outraged?
No, I could actually tell you where I went to college because it's college is a little different than it is in the States. Because in the States, it would be considered like uni.
Yeah.
Whereas this is college. It's still college, but it's something you can do before uni if you want to. But it's also I did beauty therapy
Yeah, it's
and
vocational as
massage.
well.
And that's what I went to college for at Canterbury College
Guys.
in Canterbury. I loved it.
I love The Birdcage as well. Another interesting film about coming out was In and Out. Tried to get Sergey and Brandon to see it at the Ohio the other day, but the schedule didn't work out. Jill Sobel, who just recently died in a house fire, released I Kissed a Girl in 1995. Same year,
Yes.
her song Supermodel was in Clueless, which played during the makeover montage.
Yes, thank you. I could not for the life of me remember that.
It's not an original opinion, but I have long suspected that particularly virulent anti-gay folks who talk about being unable to control urges are the ones who have gay leanings.
Yeah.
Yes. And are suppressing them, and they're like, if I can suppress them, then anyone else can suppress them instead of just accepting who the heck they are. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's pretty straightforward.
Who knows quite a few people that not personally, but I've heard in the news. In the time that I've lived over here, so about 16 years, I've probably seen about 8 people that were pastors or deacons and stuff like that that were married and all of that, and they came out.
Well,
and
they were caught out more like.
well, some of them. But do you want to know something? I think a lot of them live a better life, and they're still Christian, which is cool. So they can still keep their faith and be who they are meant to be.
Continuing Doc's comment, he says, I made it to the nosy neighbour before I had to leave. Now back home, there was a 101st family reunion for my mother-in-law's side of the family. Attendance down a bit this year. Lots of minor drama about family, but too involved to get into. We also visited one of my mother-in-law's sisters who lives in a nursing home near there. On the topic of religion, I believe I have said that Daniel is struggling a bit with his confirmation. He is supposed to finish it in this coming year. The problem has been some of the less than charitable opinions some of the teachers have had about gay people, and given his brother is gay, he's struggling with what these people are saying the church believes. Coincidentally, the bishop of our diocese is planning to reduce the age of confirmation from 8th grade to 4th grade. Part of his argument is that they are losing too many kids to the secular world. Traditionally, this has been an entry to adulthood where making a decision about your faith and pushing it down to 4th graders just seems stupid. I don't think this is going to be have the positive effect that they think it will. I believe parents will be like, okay, once 4th grade is done, I don't need to take my kids to parish school of religion because there's no other thing for them to accomplish. No Patrick Stewart and James Earl Jones collaborations that I can recall. They did do dueling narration of the movie Earth, Picard for the Brits and Vader for the Yanks. However, Joker and Professor X faced off in some Uber Eats commercial during the pandemic. I need to get through season 3 of Squid Game, waiting for the boys to watch it. So instead, I've been watching Resident Alien with the talent Alan Tiddock. I am not sure I should identify with Harry as much as I do. Looking forward to Foundation and maybe Sandman, though Neil Gaiman has been disappointing of late. Ron is a good guy. Met him a few times. I think he and Ben Mankiewicz from TMC are friends in part because they have similar politics. I adore City of Lost Children. If you have weird sci-fi fantasy films like Delicatessen, Brazil, Amélie and Pan's Labyrinth and don't mind that it's in French, do I have a movie for you? Oui, bien sûr, j'aime français.
Word.
Yeah, I studied French. I used to be able to speak it relatively well. I can still understand it.
But here's the thing. When we've gone to France,
Yeah.
He's been able to be colloquial.
Yeah, the problem is, though, they always respond to me in English, and I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
like
je vais parler français.
We did that happen at Sephora.
But yeah.
Yeah, he spoke like French, and he was like, oh yeah, French, and then all of a sudden she's like, here you are, have a nice day. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. And people say Parisians are rude. They're not.
Oh, I love
They're
Parisians.
no more rude than anyone else in a big city.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sergey ordered tickets for Superman, so I will be here. I think we're seeing it on the 11th because we have a swim meet on the 10th. No brunch today, but instead I have my beef and noodles I made with a 9-hour slow cooked chuck roast and thick noodles for the reunion. That sounds good. Jinx, one, two, three.
Good. I don't eat beef anymore, but it sounds good.
Had it there and again for dinner, headed to bed soon instead of the usual start of the day. Well, you've probably seen the movie by now then, hopefully.
Did you say it was Daniel that was doing his...
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to say something really quickly.
This podcast is supposed to go out in 9 minutes.
Here's the thing. If you are a person of the year 2025 and you are a religious person, I know plenty of religious people that love gay people. Like, absolutely, like, because they love humans. As someone who is 30-something, I want to give a little bit of advice. It is a confirmation, but you can still have your own views and values. And if that doesn't fit what other people do, here's the thing. People have different views on things, but you are still capable of being a religious person and be someone that you want to be. And if there is anyone, I don't know a ton about the Pope, but I do know that I have read a lot about him being very okay with the LGBTQI plus, and I love the fact that he loves immigrants too, because he is an immigrant.
Yes.
Because he went to the Vatican, but
well, there's also the fact that his family are from South America.
Yeah, but if someone of that caliber, although he's not talking about it as much as I would hope, but that's him. That's fine. If he can go on to be the Pope, you can go on, Daniel, if you ever listen to this, which I'm not sure if you will, you can go on to do whatever you want. And if you want to go, through the confirmation part of it, do it. And just, be the change that people need. What is that thing that Martin Luther King said? Like, it takes one person? Or something like that. I don't know if it was Malcolm X or Martin Luther King that said that, but it is so true. It can start with one person. And acceptance can be the key. So that's that. I know it's like sounds silly and probably stupid advice, but just be who you are and be the change that the world needs. And that's what I didn't do that very quickly, but that's just what I wanted to say. And I'm not saying anything profound, but I believe that your generation can be the change that the world needs in terms of getting through life without people hating you for no particular reason other than the fact that you love somebody else. You can be part of that change that teaches people not to hate people or to look down on people or to tell people that they're wrong for loving who they love. So if they want to love a man or a woman or someone who's non-binary, it's fine. Like, what does it matter to anybody? Love is love, and love is so beautiful. So be the change. I sound so stupid, don't I?
No, you don't at all.
But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. But I'm sure you know that because you've got Doc as a dad, and he seems like a really awesome person, and probably take his advice over mine. But yeah. But yeah, I think being the change can be beautiful because religion is, in some regard, it can be not, I don't want to say moldable, but it can be Well, yeah, it can kind of be moldable in that regard. But you can still be true to what religion is and still, you know, love, love, love. Live, laugh, love. Please don't live, laugh, love. I don't want to go back to 2010.
No. Right, let's move on because we're over an hour and a half into the episode now and we've still got 2 more comments to go. So, Lowell Lucas Jr. is next, who says, now step aside, we celebrate Pride. So epic a voice it can never be denied. So come join us on an epic ride with Totally Schway right by your side. Salutations and good morrow on to you. Just wanted to thank everyone as I heal. It's been a struggle, but I'm thankful to you all. Everyone likes my sample in the anthology comic, and I'm incredibly grateful. It's slowly pushing my art career to new heights. If you'd ever like a copy to review, please let me know. Yes, send it over.
Course.
Yeah, you can send us a digital copy.
By the way.
Well, yeah, can do that too. Also, I appreciate and celebrate Pride as any way I can. I will say in my youthful past I wasn't like that until I sat down and really thought, you're a minority putting down others. Doesn't that seem wrong to you? That's a fair point. So after this self-revelation, I changed my attitude on the subject completely. I spoke a lot more openly with others, and in turn many people shared with me their inner struggles or coming out. I never betrayed their trust and would stand with them openly if any heat came their way. I myself am straight, but I don't care what preference anyone else has because people are people. We all love, care and celebrate, so everyone deserves the same respect. To quote one of my favourite elephants, Horton, a person's a person, no matter how small. Now, if you see a jerk who is a jerk, you don't have to worry what their sexual preferences are. They will always be a jerk to you no matter what. So remember, do unto others as you would do unto them. Do unto others as they would do unto you. I said that completely wrong. Anyway, just know that you can change despite who they are. I like to think since my change in attitude, I was becoming more aware of other people's plight. My pastor, after years of congregation, came out openly to profess himself to the church community. The ushers community and almost everyone around him turned on him. They stripped his mural off the wall of pastors and everyone turned their backs on him. I, my family and others were the few who actually worried if he was okay or if how he is moving forward. The church mockingly said, we'd like to know too. This really turned away from the church on how quickly people could turn on one another. This didn't change my faith, only emboldened me to give everyone the same love and respect everyone deserves. Lastly, thank you to you all and to Answer Mary. I'm not pregnant, but I do give birth to art.
That's fine. Cool.
Does my vision turn on and off? My vision comes and goes at will. It is a wizard, you know. Lose weight? Well, I do work out with Harley on heists and spend time in the sewers with the Sewer King pretties wrestling. So yeah, I lose weight. Are you trying to say that you are secretly Killer Croc?
I think he is. By the way, I just have one short thing to say about the church that turned on him. Shame on them.
I was going to say shame on them. Shame. Where's the shame bell? Shame.
Because you should be who you are.
Yeah.
And being gay doesn't change your faith.
Nope.
At all. And it doesn't change how hard that person has worked for their community or for their congregation. It just doesn't. It just means that they were trusting them to be accepting. Yet, shame on them.
Shame.
For being horrible people.
Shame.
That don't see all of the stuff that he did for them.
Shame.
And that's what I have to say about people like that.
Shame. All right, I'm done with the popcorn bucket.
Watch when you listen to it back, it doesn't do it.
Yeah, it's just going to be like... Anyway. Right, last comment is from RJ Productions, who says, Happy Pride Month, guys, and in celebration of this special occasion where we in the LGBT community aren't slandered for being ourselves, I would like to talk about my favourite DCAU ship. Even though this isn't the DCAU podcast, the Pride Month special is on Flipside, so sue me. All right.
I'm not going to sue you.
You will hear from my lawyers soon, Harry.
I'm not going to sue you.
My favourite same-sex ship in the DCAU are Harley and Veronica Vreeland. I feel like they genuinely had great chemistry in the BTAS episode Harley's Holiday, and I think they genuinely liked or at least respected each other. I know Harl Ivy is a thing, but for me personally, I don't see the DCAU Poison Ivy getting together with Harley, since she's very cold, seductive and socially inept. Don't forget, in Holiday Nights, they shared a bed and were walking around in their underwear. In fact, their underwear was so small that they actually had to redo that segment of the episode to give them more like boxer briefs underwear. And the cells with the small skimpy underwear do exist. The guy that sells me animation cells had one. and asked if I was interested, and I was just like, no. But anyway, I'd like to share a story of my first male crush. I was 14 and didn't know that same-sex relationships were normal. The guy I had a crush on was tall, dark and handsome, 17-year-old who was a volunteer student doing work experience. I tried to deny my feelings for a long time, but reflected she accepted my feelings. I wonder if that's a typo and say he accepted my feelings. Anyway, sadly things didn't go well when I had to say goodbye to him. I just stood there not knowing what to say. I wanted to hug him, but I didn't know how he'd react. I embarrassingly broke down sobbing and had to be guided away. I feel like he knew I had a crush on him because he would make playful remarks like, I thought you were better, and fake crying, going, why are you so cruel to me? I played the, oh, what's that game, and bopped his nose.
Oh.
Wow.
But I bet you that made you a better person.
Hopefully.
Because I think like our like first like relationships or just interactions with people, sometimes it just they're better lessons than experiences. But I'm so sorry that happened.
Right. Let me just double check that there are no other comments here, because you know how YouTube sometimes doesn't show them up. I'm not seeing anything else. So all that is left now is to talk about next time, and we kind of alluded to it, didn't we, Mary?
We're talking about a Q&A of Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
I need to stop making that joke.
It's Fantastic Four. We're going to watch Fantastic Four, so I actually need to book tickets to go see that at some point before the podcast.
We're doing it at regular cinema, right?
Yeah, probably.
I don't. Yeah, the seats were not as comfortable, and being in the 30-something years old, I need comfort.
Mm.
All right, guys, I love you guys so much, and I just want to say thank you for listening. And I'm gonna do a little video later on today about the merch, so I can actually just show it to you because it's really nice. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and he's gonna do it again.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I love you guys so much, and I am really invested in the yeast project. By the way, it was Daniel that was doing the yeast project, wasn't he?
I can't remember.
I believe so.
I read it and I can't remember.
I believe so. I need more details. Like,
I think it is.
Yeah, because I'm actually interested in stuff like that. So I love you guys. Have a great day.